Well, good morning there. Welcome back to the channel. Well, today I wanted to do a long update, or just generally a long update. As you can see, an enormous amount of work has been done in the Mini. It's almost complete. Doors, everything, lighting systems. You can see all the lights that I added on there, and you can't quite see it, but it's a logo on the ground there. So, but as you can see, the lights will turn off in about 30 seconds or so. You got lighting underneath the bottom of the dash. You've got your USB port back behind everything. I've actually hidden these behind this panel so that we can have, some people just don't know that there really is what it is. The two controllers back there. The first one is the sub control, second one is lighting, third one is lighting. And that's just so you can dim this out. But as you can see, these are on timed circuits, so they stay on for a minute. You can actually dim these out so that when you're driving, the lights are on, so they'll dim down. Same thing with this piece back here. Again, this is just a show piece. These are the 7-inch units from Parts Express. I have very mixed feelings about these drivers. They're like this almost is what they are. They're good drivers and stuff, and they work well within the parameters that they function. But they've got almost no excursion whatsoever. And so you run out of that quite quickly. Whether I tried, the first iteration was with their passive radiators, and sorry to say, but they really screwed up on those. They're almost useless in the way that they're constructed currently right now. These drivers here are a semi-high Q driver, so you get a lot of more of a mid-basis feel to them than you do with subs. So you have to force it on these drivers to make the bottom end sound correctly. Upper end's great. It's wonderful for these attached to these fives. It's kick-ass, especially for old style music, like my style. Something that's out of the 70s and the 80s and stuff. Really dry, hard-hitting type of bass. You just get that good gut feeling. And because this is underneath the driver's seat, you'll get a hell of a lot more overall feeling on it and stuff. Here is the fuse block to mind the wiring. I'm still finishing it up, but actually I've gotten main powers are all connected now. Got the main block in there. The power distribution and everything is complete. Amp rack is fully intact. All that's done. Charging system is put in here. We have a trickle charger for the truck itself. I've still got covers to make for the seat belts right here on both sides there. Up here on the front side, tweeter pod they are complete with this is basically to hide the bolt system and everything. So that's now done. I've still got to make the rings here, but that's a project on itself, so I'm not going to concern about it right now. My main goal is to get the car up and running so that it can be taken down to the DMV and registered fully. I've still got to cover this piece here, which is the main piece. It just sits on here. Actually, it's bolted from underneath. Actually, is how it's done. I'm going to cover this in red, same red as this is, so that I have continuity happening throughout. Because if you look at the doors, red, red, black. So red, black, red. Same thing. Red, black, red. So I'm trying to keep all the continuity of colors throughout the vehicle. You can also see that the flooring system is all done. All carpets are in. Pedals are in. I've got to do some adjustments on this. The gas pedal, it's kind of sticky for some insane reason. I don't know why. So I got to figure out that. Brake pedals, clutch, all that stuff is done. Under the hood is all complete except for the choke, which ironically you have to feed it through your paneling and everything first and then put it in here. So they didn't think about making it so you could unscrew the nut or something like that. I'm just silly. So brake assembly, windshield wiper motor, that was fully rebuilt. I do have to do some stupid surgery because this is the area where the thermostat is supposed to be. And so I've got to worry about that. I'm not going to concern myself about it right now. Again, main things is to get the car up and fully running and stuff like that. I do have to change out the oil bung down here because this is I went to a new oil pressure switch. So now we have an oil pressure plus also temperature. Those are the two that I feel is most important when you're doing this. It would be nice to have a air fuel mixture ratio type thing, but you know, I'm just going to do it by hand. I think I'll just have Rodrigo will just take care of it by hand when he's driving the car and stuff like that when he needs it. A few systems are done. I still have to check this because unfortunately when you touch that wire right there, it stops working. So, yay, China. Let's see what else. Other than that, right now, that's really kind of it. The instrument cluster piece, I've got the aluminum for that, and the aluminum for this have got to be built off site. But I will be putting in everything so that the gauges will be in there and stuff. I just have it half cocked in there right now because I still need to get to some of the wiring. I need to pull the whole thing out. I've still got to put in some voltage regulators. I also have to put in, and ironic, I didn't think about this when I was doing the electrical and doing all the wiring and stuff like that, was backfeeding on some of the systems and stuff. And it turns out that the amplifiers have enough, I mean, not the amplifiers, but the remote turn on system on the DSP, when it works, it backfeeds enough voltage to keep the motor running. So when you turn the key off, it doesn't stop. It's like, what the hell's going on? So I got to I'm going to put some diodes in to isolate a couple of circuits and stuff so that we don't have any more of that problem. But other than that, that's it. That's where I'm at right now. So, here's a neat little thing. All right, so the tweeters, you can see right now, the shape is really nice, right? Well, what I had to do is I had to disassemble the tweeter. So I took off the main faceplate, and it's actually integrated directly into the panel itself. So this is the actual faceplate of the tweeter is in here and stuff. So yeah, this is just it's a typical way of manufacturing, and so it's really no big deal. It's just that some people don't want to do this because what you can do, and I don't suggest this to people. This is something only professionals should be doing. Is that you can actually delaminate this piece right here. Now this is the actual tweeter housing. So this piece right here, and yeah, you saw me do that. This tweeter here, this whole piece right here, aside from the motor, is manufactured outside. So it's got the voice coil, the dome assembly, everything is all right here. And then they just glue it in onto the top of the mount, and then they glue that into the mount of this piece right here, which actually twists in, but it's also glued in at the same time. So, but yeah, that's what I did here. I incorporated it directly into the faceplate in terms of this, and of course this is all fiberglass. It's a fiberglass piece, and it's also magnetically held in. So this, you pull this out. It's a real bitch to do so, but because the top here is actually the metal plate, I'm using it to hold. At the bottom, there's magnets here, and there's magnets on the side, and so they both hit, inside and out bottom, and they hold it in place. Now, I can take it out if I have to, or otherwise just leave it just like that. So, but other than that, that's it for now. I should have all this done. Tonight is going to be a very long night. I'm going to be here for quite some time. I'm hoping to get this piece done today. The other tweeter pod completed. All that's done. Once that's done, it is maybe about 10 points of things. And then I can put seats in and drive the car and take it out for a test drive. All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.